A Greenwich woman is now facing charges after officials say she brought a loaded gun to a TSA checkpoint. This all happened Friday at JFK Airport. Port Authority police arrested Andrea Valdovinos and charged her with criminal possession of a weapon and loaded firearm. The TSA says she did not have a ticket but had a gate pass to escort her child through the checkpoint to the gate. Officials then found the weapon during the security screening.
Know the law before you do something. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms, your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like my channel, like my content, and would like to support my channel, you can do so through the links in the description box below. I've got some real specials coming up. I'm working on merchandise for those of you who, through Patreon or other links, it's going to be some specials for you. I'm working on it. I will definitely let you know when it goes live. But let's talk about this. Came across this story a while ago, but because we had the public hearing in Connecticut for Governor's Bill and the 667 and and a few others, I had to hold off on this story because obviously that's more important to get that information out. But now I'm coming back to it because this is a perfect example of knowing the law. Don't assume anything. Know the law. So you saw the little intro. So a Greenwich woman was taking a child to the airport, brought a loaded firearm with her. And wow. I always get this when I teach a class. Somebody always asks that question. Hey, can I go to so-and-so and X, Y, and Z, or go to this state or that state? And I give them very specific examples of when that's possible. Now, it is not illegal to take a gun to the airport, but there are very, very strict protocol for doing so. Okay? And quite honestly, if you're a Connecticut resident and you want to travel with a gun, I always tell them, just if you can, fly out of Bradley. Because you're traveling into New York with a firearm. If you can do so. It's not illegal, but they will give you umpteenth grief for going into the state with it. But let's jump in right here, okay? TSA, Greenwich woman arrested for bringing loaded gun to JFK Airport. Looks like a tourist copy of the Beretta Jetfire, a little 22 long rifle. But Greenwich woman was arrested after attempting to bring a loaded gun through a TSA checkpoint at JFK International Airport, TSA officials say. And that's 100% her fault. You go into the airport. She was carrying the gun on her. So she should have checked that out before she went. Even if she didn't know, she should definitely, it's an internet search. You could, easy, but the discovery was made by TSA officials on February 10th. TSA agents say they caught the gun at a security checkpoint while using an X-ray unit to scan the woman's carry-on bag. Officials say the X-ray unit alerted agents who then removed the gun and alerted the Port Authority police. The loaded .22 pistol was confiscated by authorities. And that's interesting. Now it gives them more information. It was in her carry-on bag. Now, did she know? Did she not know? Don't know. But when I go to fly, the first thing, every bag that I use, I empty out. 100% empty it out. Then I put my stuff in that I'm going to use to travel with. I completely gut it. But so I don't know if this gun was in her bag and she put the stuff in not knowing. Don't know. Don't have that detail. But the woman who was also with the minor was arrested on weapons charges. Andrea Valdovinos, who was with a minor, was charged with criminal possession of a weapon and loaded firearm. TSA agent says she faces a stiff civil penalty for bringing a gun to a TSA security checkpoint. The penalty for carrying weapons recently increased to a maximum of $15,000. And then she's got to deal with the state of New York for having a gun in New York State. TSA agents say this is the first gun discovered at the airport so far this year. Okay. Last year, TSA officers prevented 7 loaded firearms from getting through checkpoints at JFK Airport. Overall, 6,542 firearms were caught at 262 out of 430 airport security checkpoints nationwide in 2022. TSA agents say 88% of the guns discovered at airports were loaded. Now, I don't know this person's background. I'm not going to get into criminality of it. I don't think she technically did it on purpose. I don't think she's somebody that needs to be hamstrung like this, but she did bring a gun, a loaded gun, to the airport. Know the laws of this. Know the laws before you do anything. I didn't know is not going to be a viable alibi for yourself or excuse. Like I said, there's a lot of information missing. It'd be interesting to see what her train of thought was. Did she knowingly bring this gun, even though it's not an excuse, but it definitely would clarify the story some more. But this is an example. Know the law. I tell people all the time, don't go into New York in any capacity with a firearm, loaded or unloaded. Of course, there are very strict protocols for that. I know somebody's going to jump and say, well, what about? Yes, if you're traveling to a sanctioned event, IDPA, EPSIC, you can carry a gun. If the gun is legal in the state you're going to, I'm talking about long guns, like a shotgun. You can travel to New York with a shotgun. You cannot travel to New York with a handgun unless you're going to one of the mentioned sanctioned events. And we need to be very, very vigilant when we do these things, because look how quickly this woman's caught up and she's going to be in legal trouble for quite some time. It's going to cost her an arm and leg on top of lawyer fees, the fines coming from the TSA and potentially from New York State. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell when you're notified the next time a video goes live. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.